That's what I'm talking about. Come on, sucker. Let's get it on.
Yeah. Good enough. Hey, everybody. What's up? What's up, people on the internets? How you doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to Coffee with Tim Black. How was your weekend? Okay, good. I'm glad to hear it. Let's see if I can make it a little bit better for you. So we got a lot of news to cover this morning, or this afternoon, I should say. Just because I've been looking at this stuff since this morning doesn't mean you have. That's why you're here, right? So I like to just jump head first into this because, hey, someone's got to express it. You know, the Super Bowl is full of advertising. It's always full of advertising. In fact, the only reason why you have any programming on traditional television, right, on-air TV or whatever you want to call it, is because they have advertising. That's the entire purpose of TV. In fact, the shows that you watch, whether they be sitcoms, television movies, or whatever, the whole goal was to put something there just so they could get to the commercial. So this is the same thing as Super Bowl ads. In fact, those are the biggest ads. Like, the most money is made during the Super Bowl. So it doesn't strike me as, surprising what they did during the Super Bowl. But one particular ad really stuck out, or should say, stuck it to us in a way that was kind of different, a way that was sort of unique. And it's because not only is it Black History Month, and not only was it recently the birthday of Martin Luther King Jr., but they used a speech of Martin Luther King Jr. to sell Dodge Ram trucks. That's what they did. Okay. So this rubbed a lot of us the wrong way because some of you may know, some of you may not know, but just before MLK was assassinated, he was putting together a people's movement, a poor people's movement. And some say that's the reason why he was assassinated, because, and you could talk all this unity stuff and, we want to sit at the table and we don't want to be on the back of the bus anymore and won't white people be more nice. But once you start talking about uniting poor white people, poor Latinos, poor Native Americans, poor Asians, and poor Blacks together and fighting the oligarchy, well, now you have a problem. Yeah, that guy got to go. So it's a complete slap in the face that Dodge Ram, that they would use MLK's voice, voiced over a track basically to sell vehicles. But not surprising. It may be disgusting, but it should not be surprising if you've been paying attention. So they used a civil rights hero to sell cars in Super Bowl commercial. It may seem absurd on its face, but it's particularly ridiculous when said civil rights icon actually spoke out against car commercials. Yeah, because see, MLK gave a speech where he talked about them using colorful pictures or pretty pictures or whatever to get us to buy stuff that we didn't need to buy. It was sort of like the Fight Club speech, right? But much better, like 100 times better. During Sunday's Super Bowl, Ram trucks used parts of one of Martin Luther King Jr.'s speeches to sell pickup trucks. Ram plucked a seemingly innocuous section of King's drum major instinct sermon, told 50 years ago to the day of Super Bowl on Sunday, using it to reinforce the idea that its Ram trucks are built to serve. And look, guys, I don't want to give Dodge Ram trucks, I don't want to give them any more shine than they're already getting off the ad. In fact, they probably knew would be some backlash from it, but they figured, hey, it's going to hit right at the center, like the center of, the gooey center of America, and they'll feel good about it. They'll be moved, and they won't tie together the fact that we're just selling some shit. So I don't give them any more shine on that. I just want to say, this is what they do. And it's as disgusting as it is, it's just standard practice. Hopefully, Dodge Ram will rethink its marketing practices. I don't think they will. But we need to think. We need to think about what we're doing and why we're doing it. Maybe come up with a different plan, like of what our outcomes should be. Like, are we working ourselves to death for what? Is it for cute shirts or better cars or more jewelry? Or is it for something that actually can make our lives better and make the lives of those around us better? You know, make your family better, stronger. You'd be surprised how much less stuff you need once you change your focus. Yeah, I think that's where we'll leave it. Leave it there. You know, there's been a lot of talk, and one of the people on the team, Black, that helped with research for our show, I put out a word. I said, guys, hey, I need you guys to send me story ideas, and some of my folks do send story ideas. Adam sent me a couple story ideas, and one of them is very interesting, and it's about this feeling that maybe Mike Pence is setting himself up. Or maybe they're setting Mike Pence up to take Trump's place, because all the stuff that we've been hearing about the Trump campaign, all the investigation stuff, none of it, and I do mean none of it, has ever fallen on Mike Pence. Yeah, Mike Pence, if he's like since we just talked about the Super Bowl, all the other players are covered in dirt. They got grass stains. Some have blood on their jerseys. Mike Pence is sitting over there spotless. He's more spotless than the kicker, you know, the field goal kicker. This guy, it doesn't look like he even suited up, but he does have on his suit. There's nothing on it. No dirt from any of the Russia investigations. No dirt from pretty much anything that Trump has gotten into has ever gotten on Pence. Called him Spence. Pence. And this makes the mind wonder. It says Pence's approaches to troubles in the White House. He wasn't there. He wasn't there. You can't find this brother. This guy's hands are so clean. With Congress barreling into yet another big budget battle this week, Vice President Mike Pence is headed halfway around the world to Asia. During the government shutdown last month, he was in the Middle East. And even as Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation draws closer to President Donald Trump himself, vacuuming up interviews and documents from senior Trump advisors, Pence largely has stayed out of the conversation. He has not been asked to speak with Mueller, according to a person familiar with the vice president's operation, who was not authorized to speak publicly and spoke to the Associated Press under the condition of anonymity. Both by coincidence and design, Pence has managed to skirt some of the biggest controversies of the Trump administration. He's got a full schedule of political and international travel for the rest of 2018 that could help keep him at arm's length from Trump's domestic troubles. You know, I've been saying this from day one, and people have been kind of ignoring it. I guess. I don't know. But maybe you caught it. I'm hoping you caught it. Look, Pence, people who say resist Trump, impeach Trump, you do realize that Pence is lurking. Now, I'm not saying Trump's good. I never said Trump's good. I didn't vote for him, nor did I support the candidate that lost to him. But Trump and Pence, they're different. They're very different. And I think Pence is even worse in a lot of ways. All I'm saying is, if you're fighting not to have to eat the moldy cheese, you fight to get rid of that, and you know there's nothing but moldy, toxic peanut butter with dead crickets and maggots in it. I don't know what you fight. I'm saying Pence's dead crickets and moldy peanut butter with rat turds in it and maggots. And I'm saying the cheese is bad too. I don't know what you're fighting for. And if you succeed in getting rid of the moldy cheese, the peanut butter with the crickets and the maggots and the turds in it, sitting behind that is Paul Ryan. And Paul Ryan is herpes. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. What the hell are we fighting for? All right. Speaking of Paul Ryan, come here, Paul. Over the weekend, Paul Ryan, he sent out a tweet. He sent out a tweet that wasn't well received by the public, which is not new for Paul Ryan. He's about as welcomed as in-laws at your bachelor party. But he was smart enough to send out this unpopular tweet on his personal account, which has roughly 800,000 followers, then his Speaker Paul Ryan account, which has 3.3 million. So here goes the tweet. Governor. Please, no governor. He shouldn't even be a senator. Listen, GOP Representative Paul Ryan celebrates House Speaker Paul Ryan. House Speaker Paul Ryan, he said some shit. He said this. He said, he celebrates women's $1.50 a week pay raise thanks to tax overhaul. House Speaker Paul Ryan was highlighted on Twitter as school secretary benefiting from the Republican tax overhaul. He then deleted the tweet after online criticism that he's cheering on an increase of only $1.50 a week. The Associated Press said on Thursday that changes in tax withholding may spark bigger paychecks, citing one example of Julie Ketchum of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, whose check went up a whopping $1.50 a week. Ryan on Saturday posted a tweet noting the secretary's increase and linking to the Associated Press story. He has posted several other examples of worker pay increases and bonuses since the overhaul, some as much as $1,000. See, this is where things get bad, all right? Because Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan doesn't realize, and no, he has to realize this. See, look, the cuts that the corporations get, which is like $1 trillion tax cut for corporations, big business, the wealthy. It's not that I don't want regular folks to get a tax break. It's not that. It's not that I don't want regular folks to get a tax break. It's that I want regular folks to get more of a tax break. I just want more, right? Now, this $1.50 a week, that shit melt before you open the wrapper. Okay? That's gone. That's nothing. Okay? $1,000 is $1,000, but you won't get $1,000 because it's going to be taxed. It's $700 or $600 is what it ends up being. What I'm saying is the taxes that the big corporations get are a lot more. And I understand. People are like, I just take what I can get. Get it to me anyway. Just give it to me anyway. All right? I just think it should have been more. And that's the only tact that I try to take. That's the way I feel. And I understand if you think that that's unreasonable. I don't think it's unreasonable. I think that if you give working people tax breaks on their own fucking money, that those people will go out and buy more stuff. We see evidence of corporations who get tax breaks, and what do? They shut down factories. They are under, look, there's no mandate that they have to do anything for the employees. They don't have to give bonuses. So a $1,000 bonus seems like good. They didn't have to give us nothing. They could have gave you a $5,000 bonus. The money that they're saving, they could have gave you a $5,000 bonus. Are you pissed yet? Are you pissed yet? That's how I look at it. I want more for you, not less. I think you stimulate the hell out the economy. Yeah, I think if someone gave you $5,000, I don't think you run down and put it in Bitcoin. I think you go out and spend it. I think you buy stuff for your family. I think you might pay some school tuition. You might put some money down on a new car, get rid of the old car, buy some new tires for the current car. There are things you would do with the money. You might be able to pay your mortgage a couple months. I don't know, but you do something. And I think the economy would be like sitting over there going, wow, shit, I'm over here stimulated. That's what I think. Now, you may disagree with that. You may. But I don't. I think it. I believe it. So, yeah. Today. All right, so I support whistleblowers. You know, I support whistleblowers. I support independent journalism. I support people having more information, not less information. That's important to me. That's why I support both Julian Assange and Lori Love. Check this out. Now, I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Lori Love. All right. So, Lori Love, a big case came down today. All right. A big decision was made. Now, it's a hacking suspect wins an extradition appeal. Okay? And listen to this. Now, Mr. Love, 33, from Stradishaw, Suffolk, was first arrested in 2013 on suspicion of hacking into the FBI, the U.S. Central Bank, and NASA systems. Appeal judges said extradition would be oppressive by reason of his physical and mental condition. They urged the Crown Prosecution Service, the CPS, to prosecute Mr. Love, who has Asperger's syndrome, in England. Lord Chief Justice Lord Burnett, Mr. Justice Usili, said Mr. Love, who also has depression, did not seek impunity for the acts alleged against him, but contended that he should be tried and, if convicted, sentenced in the United Kingdom. They said that we accept that the evidence shows that the fact of extradition would bring on severe depression and that Mr. Love would probably be determined to commit suicide here or in America. Mr. Love is alleged to have stolen huge amounts of data from U.S. agencies, including the Federal Reserve, the U.S. Army, the Defense Department, NASA, and the FBI, in a spate of online attacks in 2012 and 2013. However, his supporters had warned if he was extradited, there was a high risk he would kill himself. The judges urged the Crown Prosecution Service to work with U.S. authorities because of the gravity of the allegations in this case and the harm done to the victims. They added that if proven, these are serious offenses indeed. Now, the United States, so they ruled that any trial should take place in England, and if there is a sentence, it should be carried out in England. And I agree with that, okay? It's important to know. The United States authorities now have 14 days to lodge a request for an appeal hearing at the UK Supreme Court. I'm hoping that Donald Trump does the right thing. Hope that Donald Trump realizes that though he may think we are the king of the world, the universe, that we should not bully other countries. And if this country says we're going to give him a trial, let that be it. Let this country handle their citizen. That's what we should do. I'm hoping that's the outcome of this story. Mr. Love is part of a group of people. Some of them go unknown. We don't know their names. But they fight to release information that is important to the world. It's our right as citizens to demand information from our government. We don't want to be kept in the dark about what we're doing. And I don't know, I don't want to go too far. I don't want to make statements about Mr. Love that will be later whatever. I mean, I have my own opinions, right? But overall, my opinion is if what's done in the dark should come to the light, and the people that bring what's done in the dark to light are not criminals. They're the defenders of good. They are the people that hold the light sword. These are the light sworders the lightsaberers, these people, they are invaluable. They're priceless to any democracy. They're priceless to the world, and I think they should be treated as heroes, not villains. And speaking of that, as we deal with that, Julian Assange, we all know, his case is coming up, okay? In just a few hours, and it may be known now, the future of Julian Assange. This is an important decision on Assange's legal case, and it's imminent, says the disobedient media. Now, Elizabeth Voss of disobedient media was on my show about a month ago, I think it was, and we were talking about some very important issues. I encourage you to go check out that video. In this article, she writes, a legal decision to be made tomorrow, which is today, will determine whether the UK will drop its arrest warrant against Julian Assange. The warrant was issued in connection with the Swedish investigation of Assange, which never produced charges against him and has now ended. If the UK does drop the warrant, it may force the revelation of a U.S. extradition order against him. You know, Julian Assange has been given citizenship and diplomatic status by the Ecuadorian government. I think as these charges go away, and I'm hoping that will be the outcome of this particular case, I think it's going to show more and more just how much the United States is hell-bent on keeping information away from its citizens. The thing about Julian that it's always amazing to me is that how much WikiLeaks was loved, but not just by you and I, but by people all across the globe. You know, except for the people that are having their minds that he is somehow a tool of some state, some country, or some initiative. Look, WikiLeaks doesn't hack. Hacks write stuff like WikiLeaks hacked. WikiLeaks doesn't hack. They're just the place you send information, and they have an intricate system to publish it. They don't go get the information. Holding Julian Assange and holding WikiLeaks accountable is the definition of shooting the messenger, is what I'm trying to tell you. And don't you want the message? Or would you rather continue to be programmed by what others tell you, based on no facts, based on nothing you can tangibly read and make a decision for yourself? You know, Julian sent out this tweet. He said, alert, UK will decide whether to drop the arrest warrant against me tomorrow, 2 p.m. at Westminster Magistrates Court. 2 years and 1 day after the UN ruling in my favor, the government appealed on March 24th, 2016, and also lost the appeal in later that year. You know, they're grasping at straws on this thing. And now it's time to let go of the straw. And just fall back and allow this man to live a life. That's all. All right. It's ridiculous, man. It really is. It's ridiculous what we call heroes, what we call villains. We got it the wrong way in America. And it's not all Americans, I know that, but some of us are just so trapped and locked into whatever the dumb box tells us. Oh, the dumb box says that guy's bad. I agree with the dumb box. You know, like, it doesn't take that long to do a little research on your own and at least come up with your own opinions. Now, you could end up being wrong. Your opinion may be off base at some point, but that's okay. It really is. At least you went out on that ledge of belief and fact-finding and trying to understand and make your own determination. When are we going to realize that people have their own agendas, right? They have their own agendas, and I think if the agenda is to give you information, it can never be evil. Information is not evil. Information is good. What's evil is when people don't want to give you the information and they want to make your mind up for you. And that's what you got to be against, and that's what I'm against. Hopefully, people who are truth seekers will start rubbing off on you, you know? If not, we lost. Period. All right. Let's go to the next one. I got something else. All right, guys. Now, I want to know what you think about this because I just got this story and I said, okay, this is Trumpy, but it's something that I haven't been hearing. And maybe I just missed it. Maybe people talked about it. I don't know. Trump threatens to cut off aid to countries that allow smuggling of illegal drugs into the U.S. Right? During a Friday visit to the Customs and Border Protection National Training Center in Virginia, the president said, as cited by CNN, I want to stop the aid. If they can't stop drugs from coming in, because they can stop them a lot easier than we can. They say, oh, we can't control it. Oh, great. We're supposed to control it. So we give them billions and billions of dollars, and they don't do what they're supposed to be doing, and they know that. But we're going to take a very harsh action. So President Donald Trump listens while participating in the customs. Okay, that's a caption from the picture. Trump listed countries he alleged are allowing people in to enter the U.S. illegally. He says, we want strong borders. We want to give you laws. This is me reading him, okay? We want to stop this catch and release nonsense that goes on. You catch somebody and you release them. You know they're bad. They're pouring in from El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, all over. They're just pouring into our country. These countries are not our friends, you know. We think that they're our friends, and we send them massive aid, and I won't mention names right now. But but I look at these countries, I look at the numbers, and we send them massive aid, and they're pouring drugs into our country, and they're laughing at us. Trump is currently engaged in a standoff with Democrats over protections offered to young undocumented immigrants known as Dreamers brought into the country as children. The president sounded skeptical about the prospects of a deal being made before March 5th when federal protections expire for many immigrants. We want to make a deal. I think they want to use it for political purposes for elections, Trump said of the Democrats. That's that entire article. Who sent me that? I don't know. Look, we got an opiate crisis in this country, and they're not being smuggled in. We have an opiate crisis in this country, and it's not being smuggled in. It's here, man. Go get that shit. Yeah, go get the pharmaceuticals that are flooding small towns all across this country with thousands and thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of opiates, pills, pharmaceuticals that are killing people. They're getting people hooked and then they OD, Trump. Go get that. Go get that. Stop making a boogeyman out of out of weed. Stop making the boogeyman. Look. Of course, I think that anybody who is caught smuggling their drugs should be locked up, kicked out. Period. In fact, I think anybody caught doing any type of violent crime, if they're here illegally, they should be kicked out. Period. Now, I know a lot of liberals won't say that. So I don't know what I am, but I know I believe that. Okay? That's what I believe. And I'm just calling it like I see it. But when you go on to people's grandpas and dads and moms and kicking them out, they've been here 20 years or whatever, they've been paying taxes, they've been buying shit, they've been adding to our economy. Why would you want those people to leave? That doesn't make sense to me. And if we made an agreement with these kids or these young people or these almost 30-year-old people, whatever their age, they're not young anymore. I don't care, man. We got some white nationalists I like to see kicked out too. Why does no one ever say, send the white nationalists back to their country? Why is it always reserved for the blacks and the browns? Well, I never hear that. I never hear anyone say, give it to the white nationalists. They want to live in their own white country. Send their ass to Iceland. Send them to Iceland or whatever the hell. Send them to Norway, whatever. Because when they got there, they be locked up because you can't be openly racist in Norway and Iceland. They have actual laws against the shit. So I'm just saying, I know it's not popular, but luckily for me, I'm not trying to attract that audience, so maybe they'll just leave if they can't accept reality. If you're a hateful, tiki torch son of a bitch, Richard Spencer praising bastard, right? Just leave. I think we need to flip the switch and we need to start being the more aggressor. All right? You want to make America great again? Or great for the first time? Or greater than it's been? Give it to those guys. Then we'll talk about the Guatemalans and the Hondurans. All right. I like that. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. All right, guys. I got one more story, but before I do that, I want you to know, since I just did a pretty good one, that was pretty good. This show is not brought to you by the GOP or the DNC. It's brought to you by viewers like you. And I'm going to be going to Salt Lake City, Utah, where I'll be kicking some real truth-telling. That's right. But it's in comedy format, right? So I'm on a tour with Lee Camp. We were in Portland, Oregon last week. We did Philly. We did Richmond, Virginia. Now we're doing Salt Lake City. So look, I need your help to go do this thing because, frankly, comedy don't pay a lot of money, but it's an opportunity for me to meet people, get out, and do my own version of truth with some comedy to a live audience, and it's amazing. And it's another way to spread progressive thought, progressive ideas without preaching, you know? So anyway, go to my website, timblacktv.com. You'll find the link. You'll also find it on my social media. It's pinned on my Twitter at RealTimBlack on Twitter. I think it's pinned on Facebook. Whatever you got, whatever you can support. Also, you can become a member of this show if you like truth and honesty that's not controlled by the networks or whatever. Support this channel. All right. It's Black History Month, right? Yeah, it is. And there's something going on, and there's something that I've been talking about sporadically on this show, and that is the Poor People's Movement. Well, check this out. Activists demand action for Ohio lawmakers to fight poverty. The revival of a civil rights campaign kicked off on Wednesday as a group of clergy, activists, and poor delivered letters to legislative leaders demanding that they fight poverty. Yeah, remember poverty? It's when people they have next to nothing, right? Next to nothing, you know. They're struggling to live indoors. They're struggling to be able to clothe themselves. It's a hard situation. We have a lot of those people in this country. In the world's richest country, we have millions of people under the poverty line. The Poor People's Campaign, a national call for moral revival, held news conferences in more than 30 state capitals on Monday, according to a news release. Members of the campaign will begin 6 weeks of nonviolent civil disobedience, beginning on Mother's Day on May 13, to protest economic injustice. The movement is in response to legislative leaders failing to address the enmeshed evils of systemic racism, poverty, the war economy, ecological devastation, and America's distorted national morality. Now, that was according to their news release that they put out. Now, Tim, where did this Poor People's Movement come from? Where's this thing? You know, this is new. No, it's not. It's not new at all. It's a revival. Right? The movement is a revival of the 68 campaign of the same name. The original Poor People's Campaign was organized by Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. and sought to gain economic rights for poor Americans. So, look, folks, put into your browser, whatever you use, right? DuckDuckGo is good. DuckDuckGo is good. They don't spy on you like the other ones. A lot of the other ones. The Poor People's Campaign is what you want to look for. Find it. Become a part of it. Realize that we try to, If we really want change in this country, we're gonna need everybody, right? We need to stop being so segmented. We need to stop being divided. We need to pull our resources as a people and use our collective voice. And if you stop looking at poor people, working people, people who just, work a day job with hours, people who are up against it, people that suffered the most during the 2007, 2008 recession, depression, whatever you want to call it. If we start looking at life like those people don't deserve that. Like there's nothing that they're doing. People don't deserve poverty in the richest country on the globe that has ever existed. There's no deserve poverty. It's not that people are lazy. It's not that people don't want more. If we could collectively say, let's fight for these people, which is the majority of the country, then we would have a shot. We would all have a shot. All right? But if we continue to be divided on stupid shit, then we ain't got a chance. And I think they want us to be divided on stupid shit. Emotionally charged issues. And they pit us against each other. But something like this, like us getting our fair share, we got Speaker of the House Ryan's punk ass talking about $1.50 a week is fine. Meanwhile, he got $500,000 from the Koch brothers. Huh? Then we could take them to task. And I'm not saying they wouldn't try to steal our elections. I'm not saying they wouldn't try to shut us up. I'm just saying it's a lot harder to hide shit in the sunlight that I talked about. And we need more sunlight. And we need everybody holding the flashlight. And that's what the poor people's campaign is about. So lay down your petty differences. And people on the left, stop arguing about little differences that you have. Right? We got bigger fish to fry. Meanwhile, we got jaws. And we arguing over, who's using the best fishing line. We got jaws over there eating people. We got to stop jaws. And jaws is the big money interest. That's what we need to go after. That's what I believe, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment sections below. Share this video. I just think we pitting ourselves against one another. We don't need to do that. All right, we got to do a better job. We really do. All right, guys. That's really all I got for you. I just wanted to pop in and give you a little bit of what I saw as some of the most vital stories that have sprung up in the last couple of days. More information to come. Stay tuned. Email me at any time at tim@timblacktv.com. I may not get back quick, but I do get back. And I'm also, special announcement. Hope you hung around. Special announcement. I'm looking for a producer. Right? I'm having a little difficulty I have people who have volunteered to do various things. I just don't have the time and the bandwidth to organize everyone. So what I'm looking for is a producer and someone to kind of help manage all the great talent and skills of the people who are offered their time. I can't do it all, and I'm gonna need someone in that slot. So hit me up as we talk about this is 2018. Let's get started right. Let's end strong. Those midterms are coming up. We got to be on our shit. All right, y'all. I see you soon. Peace.